Me and Dexter, back in the role of creativity coach and Fluffy Bunny. Hello, buddy. Hello. Dexter says hello, he's evil. Be careful, he might eat me. Don't eat me, don't eat me. Right, not why I'm here. Hey, why I'm here is back discussing ways to get unstuck. I'm being sabotaged. I'm being sabotaged. Mwah, 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 mwah. Not Dexter's bomb. Anyway. Come on, bastard. Come on, beautiful. Mwah. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, nom. Say hello to Evil. Meow, meow. Bye-bye, Evil. Right. Getting unstuck. Remove sources of sabotage from your life. Hello, monster. Mwah. Bye-bye. 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 So, remove sources of sabotage from your life. More seriously, getting stuck. He's back, but he's not as back as he was. Focus. So, back in the role of creativity coach, getting unstuck. I get stuck too. We all do. I also get dirty. Had blue pastel up my nose the other day. Hadn't put it there, just, next week, health and safety and art supplies. Right, focus. Getting unstuck. Not just trying to make you laugh and amuse you with my cat and my own ADHD. So one of the things I found that was really useful some years ago, and I have to kind of come back to it, and the ways in which it matter reveal new levels. So the thing I came across whilst I was still studying, they showed us a video of Dan Pink on YouTube. I better find the link. An RSA video, so it was animated with all the little pictures, which makes it great. And it was the truth about motivation, and it was along the lines of once you got enough money doesn't motivate people. In fact, money is a deterrent, or not a deterrent. It messes with the internal and intrinsic motivation systems. Especially if you're a parent, I would definitely recommend Alfie Cohen's book, Ruined by Rewards, all about kind of trying to find ways to intrinsically motivate, not trying to intrinsically, finding intrinsic motivation in kids and making sure that they aren't ruined by the education system. And some of it's relevant to ourselves. Anyway, the Dan Pink RSA video and the book that was called Drive said that there are 3 things that humans are actually motivated by: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Basically, human beings are happy when we are making progress, more so than when we achieve, unless we've got something else to progress onto afterwards. If you are getting stuck, it's worthwhile examining, is there anything you can do on autonomy? Is there anything you can do on mastery? Is there anything you can do to clarify purpose? And this one deserves a bit more of a delve into for multiple reasons. But the autonomy, whether or not you are truly in control of your work, if you can reframe it so that you feel more in control of your work, that you can take the decisions and have the agency that you can and that is meaningful, that would be good. If you can reduce the impact of any areas where autonomy is, you feel like your autonomy is undermined. so that you can reclaim it and without sabotaging. But any of the things that you can do to reframe it so that you feel more agency, that will be good and will help you feel a sense of ownership. And in the process, it's likely to get you into a position where you will have more autonomy that is meaningful to you. The next one, mastery. Mastery basically means getting really good at stuff. There are millions and millions and millions of competency hierarchies that you can climb. Identifying the ones that are meaningful to you and that you either start with some intrinsic aptitude for, and I'm really reluctant to say that because there's a thing called the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. But it is true that we have some inherent aptitudes for things, and life can be easier if you pick the things that you have a natural aptitude for and then go and upskill. I'm reluctant to talk like this because people get preoccupied with the idea of talent, and when they get stuck on the idea of talent and they think it doesn't apply to them, they don't go and then find the skills that would bridge the gap. And the reality is practice will beat talent almost every time. And it's nice to pick a thing that you've got some aptitude for, because aptitude and practice beats both hands down. That's a bit of a witter. Anyway, finding something that you value. If you can find it in an area where there are some for you, low-hanging fruit, that makes life easier. But the idea is to identify a hierarchy, identify some people in their hierarchy, identify some skills in that hierarchy, and work out how to, what needs to be done, what needs to be practiced, what needs to be learned, what resources you might need, what you can botch in the absence of certain resources, who you can ask, whose book you can read, whose videos can you watch, and go and learn those skills and regularly review, because one of the things we humans do, we're not always the best at working out which hierarchies we should be climbing. There's a chap called election commissioner. I can't say his name properly. I better look it up. Anyway, he wrote the book. I can't remember, the extraordinary something. Anyway, he's also written a book called The Buddha and the Badass, which I've yet to read. But The Code for an Extraordinary Life, I think it is. But anyway, Laksan Vishen, head of Mind Valley. He refers to a thing called rules, which is push rules. We acquire certain things from our culture and our parenting, or the parenting we received and the schooling that we received, that may mean not all your values actually belong to you. And the analogy of you climbed the ladder, but your ladder was leaning against the wrong wall is the one that's regularly referred to. So as you gain in competency, it is absolutely crucial that you regularly check that gaining competency in the hierarchy of your choice is still meaningful to you. don't use this as an excuse not to start. One of the key skills in life is to learn how to make mistakes faster and then course correct. So, last one, purpose. There's quite a lot that could do with unpacking about this, but I will go for saying 3 things that you could look for and 1 thing to be aware of. So the 3 things to look for are humans are motivated by, according to people like Tony Robbins, moving towards pleasure and moving away from pain. I would add a third, which is sometimes neither of those options feels like it's an option. And one of the things that art and our creativity can help people with is when the way out is through, and either showing the path or helping someone cope with the reality of those difficult times. So if you can do art or anything creative that either helps people move towards pleasure or experience pleasure, or helps them move away from pain, or helps them deal with when the way out is through, your work will be meaningful and purposeful. It's also worthwhile, in the context of doing that, to think about maybe 1 person that you could do that for. And I would say one of the things and this is kind of connected to and will lead into the final point that I would make, it's a good idea to start doing that work. Think of 1 person you could do it for, put it in front of that person and see if and how it affects them. And repeat until you get the desired effect. And the reason I say it's important to put it in front of someone is the clarifying of purpose is something that happens after you do work, not before you do work. So when you do your work and you put it in front of someone, you might have had a particular intention, and the reality is when you put it in front of your intended audience, the impact it could have, you couldn't predict. Oh, the other one's joining in now. Don't show them your bum chest. Don't show them your bum chest. Right, off you go. Bugger off. So one of the things to be aware of with purpose, as with motivation, as with inspiration, we think these things happen at the beginning of a project. In actual fact, they happen part way through and towards the end of a project, ready for the next project. So it's a honing and an iteration process. But even if you just get a vague sense of move someone towards pleasure, what is that pleasure? Move someone away from pain, what is that pain? And help someone when their way out is through a difficult time. So I hope that's helped. I look forward to seeing and hearing what you do. There will be more. Expect more. Expect it sooner. Possibly with fewer cats. Thank you for your time, your attention, and good luck in your adventures in colouring in. Ciao, ciao. Ciao, ciao. Mwah.